Hey, what is up? My name is Hunter, and today we're going to be working on some stuff for my Titanfall game. I want to start this off by going over what I want to have achieved by the end of the week. So I've got my trusty little Notion here, as you can see. So this is what I want done by the end of the 30 days. By the end of the week, I want to have just very basic of um, abilities. So I'm going to try and get the 6 playable characters with abilities done. And I'm thinking of 3 of each. So that's 18 abilities that I've got to come up with and put into my game. And I'm wanting to have 3, maybe 2. We'll see. But I'm thinking 3 is a bit more cooler of a type of thing for a person to play with. And then I want to have the vehicles set up. So I'll have like a big kind of, that'll require me to have a big kind of world so then I can move around with the vehicles and whatever else. So that'll be a fun thing to like kind of try and implement. Because I've never actually made a vehicle go into the game. I've made it where I've changed like instances. So an instance is I'll put this back on me, is where I go into a different scene. But I haven't done it where I hop into a new kind of scene within a scene. So that's going to be something that I'm going to have to learn about. And yeah, I was learning about adding multiplayer to my game, and fortunately, Godot has a simple way of doing it. There's a hard way and a simple way. So to begin with, I'm going to start the simple way because I don't know what I'm fully doing, but it's like connecting up APIs, and I have connected up APIs before in the past with like websites and whatever else. But let's show off what I've got so far, and we can have a bit of a before and after. So as you can tell, got the turret shooting me. I've got ADS in. It's not the most amazing, but it's an ADS nonetheless. There was a bit of a problem with the bullets no longer connecting for some unknown reason. I don't know why. Like they're no longer doing damage. Oh, it's because it's hitting me. I can see it in the bottom left now. Okay, the bullets are hitting me. That's what the problem is. But yeah, so stay tuned. I'm gonna go do some coding and whatever else, and I will be right back. Okay, now I'm back now. So I've just spent a bit of time now creating 6 abilities. Pretty simple, pretty standard abilities, I think. But going to be super helpful for like creating a nice gameplay feel and stuff like that. So I've got 2 abilities that I guess you could kind of say I slacked on, but Future Hunter, it's more of an easier process for me in the future as to why I quote unquote slacked on it. um, but yeah, so I figured I would just jump right in and show you a little bit of what I have done. So today I added all these different abilities. Now I've also improved the hub. I'm trying to also clean up um, the whole lot of um, scripts that I've got in the bottom left, like the file system and stuff. I'm trying to be neater. I've been kind of just being messy with it, and messy gets very tedious and painful in the end. So I'm trying to improve upon my tidiness. But I figured I would go over like what this is. So what is an ability manager? So an ability manager is just so then for in the future, you're going to be able to have characters with preset abilities. So that is where the ability manager comes in, because each character will have set abilities. And I'll be able to duplicate each character and make them their own with the type of abilities and stuff. So over in the right, I've got it where if I click this, I can choose any kind of node to put in this ability manager slot. And what I've done with the abilities is I've just made them in Node 3D. So it's just completely invisible. No one sees them. It's just I write a script on it, and that script activates when a certain button is pressed. That's basically the gist of it. But just to kind of show you in the game, I have in the top left, you can see in the game, I have a HUD showing my abilities, whether they're ready or not. And at the moment, I've got Overshield, Shockwave, and Fireball. So you can't really see Shockwave right now, because I haven't got a, what would it be called? A mesh for it yet. But either way, just to sort of show it off, I've got a Fireball. I intend to change that to more like a stun kind of thing in the future, but I figured for the sake of having an ability in an unfinished game, a Fireball is pretty cool, right? So if I press F, it shoots a big fireball that does 50 health. And if I press Q, the shockwave, I want it to be able to blast the person back a bit, but at the moment it just does like 10 damage or something small like that, just so that I could see that it's working. And then for the overshield, you can see my health is currently minus 30. This probably won't be a good demonstration, but if I press E, I get 50 health that is on me for about 8 seconds, I believe I set the timing to. Hey, let's just restart. So I've got the health up. Whoop. Right, press E, 130 health for about 8 seconds, I think. I hope it's not broken because I spent a lot of time on this shield. There we go. Yeah, and it just decays after a bit of time. So with all the different bits of code, I'll show you. So here I've got export variables, so I can just choose what I want to put in the overshield. That's these abilities right here. I've got an array slots. So this is for my HUD to display what type of ability is there. And I'll show that in just a second, but yeah. So I've got process, which is just if I press a button, it activates said thing. So it'll activate ability 1 over here and ability 2, etc. And then this is just the final, like, yes, do it. And then if statements basically saying if it's ready, activate it. If it's not, don't activate it. That's the finishing touch. So at the moment I've got overshield, shockwave, and fireball. So I'll add dash, and then I'll change shockwave to slow, and I'll change 3 to cloak. So cloak is one that I kind of, I guess you could say, slacked on, because I haven't really got a way to show that the cloak works other than by saying print cloak activated or something like that, I think. Where is it? Yes, cloaking and then cloak ended. That's how I'm currently making it, but I'm currently making the mesh instance invisible. So that's where the child.visible equals false comes in. So I'm guessing it's working because that's how I know how to make things go invisible. But as you can see in the top left, the HUD changed all the abilities. So it says dash is ready. So if I press E, it dashes forward, as you can see. I think it's pretty cool. If I press Q, I get slowed down. I've got a bit of oops, fell off the map. I have a bit of a bug right now where if I just press Q and I'm slowed, I can just slide out of it instantly. Actually, no, that worked pretty well, surprisingly. But if I press F, in the bottom left, I don't know if you can see it too well, it says cloaking with an exclamation mark and then cloak ended. But yeah, press Q. Yeah, either way, my slow hasn't, I need to update my slow to somehow make the whole lot of movement speed slow. At the moment, I've got it slowing individual things like running and walking slow and not sliding slow. So I want to be able to, for future proofing, be able to make it so it slows everything down. Um, but yeah, I hope that makes sense. I can go to my Notion here and technically kick off the playable characters with their own abilities because I've got 6 different abilities that I want people to be able to use. Um, in the future, like with the slow kind of thing, I want it to be able to catch on fire and be able to damage people as well. So it's like an oil kind of thing, that someone can come along and basically shoot or something and set it on fire. So then you're slowed and taking damage. I don't want the damage to be crazy powerful because the slow itself is what's meant to be the, I guess, OP thing is. But yeah, I want like certain characters to be like really movement based. So and then I want some characters to be more like team orientated or tactical based. Like I like the idea of having a healer, etc. Things like that. But yeah, I had to put the camera on me. Just realized that I'm talking in a little corner, and it's not very interesting to sort of show off what I am trying to do. Oh, actually, I got to show off how I did the fireball. I forgot. So in Fireball, I actually had to make a scene for it itself. So I had to make a scene for the Fireball because all the other ones are kind of uh, the player based kind of ones, and I didn't need to actually hit a target other than like being in the vicinity of it, like the shockwave, for example. So Fireball, I had to make a brand new scene and basically give it the bullet script. So the bullet script is basically just to say that it hits the body and it actually does damage. So um, I will have to make a brand new script for it, pretty similar to what it is now, but basically only for a stun and yeah, so it stuns the player rather than um, dealing damage because I want the player to be stunned for like a second or whatever. It's going to be like a guaranteed kill, but it'll have a long cooldown on it, so you're not just getting like a free easy kill. Still kind of like a skill shot kind of thing, but just not super duper overpowered because you're spamming it every 5 seconds. But yeah, um, that's basically all I've got for today. I feel like I've made a fair bit of progress on my game. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with what I worked on today. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a most outstanding day, afternoon, night, whenever you're watching this. And I will see you in the next video. See ya.